Well, hello, my friends. I have a returning guest. Why? Because I love him. He's awesome. We had a great time the last time we chatted. His name is Gary Ranatza. Love saying that name. Ranatza.
Ranatza, that's a
Ranatza.
Ranatza. In real, and I want to say thank you for having me back on your show. It's just an honor and a pleasure to be on your podcast. It really is.
Absolutely.
My real last name is Randazzo. If you go to Ustica, Sicily, it was Randazzo there, and it got changed in Ellis Island back in the late
Wow.
1800s when my great grandfather come in.
That's why there's so many stories like that too. It's so neat to me. Like my husband's name, which is this is like my pen name, my I don't know, my public name I use. And so my married name, which I'm not giving out, people. If they want it bad enough, they'll hunt it down, I'm sure.
That's right.
It's
That's
not
right.
encouragement either, guys. You don't need to do that. Um, but yeah, his last name is one that people always question too. They're like, "What is that? Is that Russian? Is it Polish?" And he's just like, "Yeah, it's been
Whatever you
changed."
want.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, they took out letters, added a letter. It is what it is. Oh, so how have you been?
Then doing really good. I mean,
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, doing auditions and doing film. I really enjoy doing it. It's just so much fun.
that's
And I
so
know we
awesome.
yes, and I know we talked about doing a sitcom together, you and I.
Yes,
And
indeed.
we're still working. Both of us, we're still working on it.
We're still working
So
on it. Listen, so let me catch everybody up, get everybody up to speed. So Gary is an actor, if you didn't guess by the last part of that conversation there. And we're going to talk also a little bit, guys, about the writers and actors strike going on too. We'll get into that. But yes, so in our last conversation, Gary, I threw out to Gary, I said, listen, Gary, I have had this idea and this desire to have a sitcom, kind of loosely based on my life, just because real life is funny. It's just funny.
right.
And Gary jumped on it. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. And, we kind of laughed a little, and that was that. And that was not that. Gary's like, I know people. I got people. And Gary wasn't kidding. Gary knows people and he's got people. So this is a very slow working process. And Gary did not drop the ball at all. In fact, Gary shared over a video to who we're talking with, and that I guess it seems that piqued her interest a little bit. So that was really cool. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. She loved you. She loved everything about you.
That's so awesome. She's so sweet. And so we are going to be catching up sometime this week, and just having that conversation and see if this is something that that might want to be pursued. So everybody, so if you don't pray, cross your fingers for me, and if you pray for us that this is something that will come to fruition for all of us, because I really have a really good feeling about it, and I think it's something that we could just have such a blast with and do great things with. So
I
here we
believe
go.
I believe in helping people make their dreams come true. That is to me, if somebody can make their dream come true, that's nothing more satisfying than that.
I agree. I agree. I love that. And you have such a generous spirit too. I think that's just so sweet. I think that's why we hit it off so quickly and so easily. Gary and I started talking like we were, best friends, and we've been hanging out forever. And isn't that funny how that happens? Like you just meet
I
people,
know.
just certain people. And we had nothing in common other than like a TikTok background, right?
That's
Like
right.
we
That's
met
right.
over on the talk, I like to call it. I
That's
don't know
right.
why. Makes me feel like I'm cool when I say, yeah, over on the talk.
We're on the dock. Yeah, I got the dock.
The talk. But yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I already, I had all my stuff written out. Like I kid you not, my friends. I kid you not. I literally write scripts for a show that doesn't exist, for a Hollywood. Well, I don't like Hollywood, so not Hollywood, but
Uh-huh.
for an acting career that I don't have. So Gary has definitely more experience in that lane. Tell everybody a little bit more about your acting journey, like how this all came about for you.
It all came about with my daughter, my youngest daughter. When she was in junior high, she was in theater. So I I wound up, I knew a friend of mine who was an agent, and I said, can you help us? And she says, absolutely. I'll get y'all some background roles and I'll give her some credits. And of course, we had to be with her while she was there because she was a juvenile. So that's how I started. I started going in the backgrounds with her, and I'm going, wow, this is really neat how they do this, you know. And then one thing led to another, and then I started getting my own parts, and well, I was working for the sheriff's office at the time, and I did that for like a year, maybe 2 years. And I said, I've got to take days off for this, and it's just I feel guilty because I'm letting my team down, and I can't do that. So I got out of it. And when I retired in 2019, I started doing some research for acting schools. I said, I need to really do some acting. I need to get some training. And I got a school called Creating You in Covington. And I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not, but
it's okay by me if it's okay by them.
Oh, so it'd be okay by them.
All good.
Okay, but it's a wonderful school, and they have modeling. They have all kinds of classes for acting. They got beginning levels and all the way up to advanced levels of acting. And I'm gonna tell you, I really I thought I was an actor before I went in there, and I found out I'm not. That's how tough it is. Acting is really mentally tough.
So is it like, you ever watch all the shows where they have like the acting classes as part of the show, and it's very like, you're supposed to do all these scenes together, and do you have to do that stuff?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we're working on a scene right now that's actually a true story. I'm playing the detective, and I'm thinking I'm doing great because I'm acting like myself. I'm acting like a policeman for over 30 years, so
So and they told you that's not right.
Yeah, she said, Gary, that's not right. Well, that's how I did it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she goes, you got to feel it. You've got to. If you don't feel it here in your soul, and they're not gonna feel it. The audience is not gonna feel it. So you've got to put yourself in. Just take your time and get your head right and get in there.
That's wild.
That's what's tough. That's the tough thing, especially if you got to do a part when you're crying and everything. It's hard for me to do that because
no kidding. Have you had to do that yet? Like the whole crying?
Yeah, I had to. It never had any tears, but
but you made a good show of it. You did.
Made a good show of it. Yeah. So I've been doing that from then, and then I wound up getting some roles, and I have a wonderful agent who lives up in Shreveport, Louisiana. They're both husband and wife team, and they're the best in the Southeast region, to me. And they work hard, very, very hard for their clients. And
that's awesome. Is there ever a role? Like, is there ever a role or a character, I guess I should say, really, that you would turn down? Like, somebody that's really nefarious. I mean, I would think actually it'd be a lot of fun to play somebody that's completely opposite in every possible way of who you are. What do you think about that? Would you turn down?
Well, there is some things I would turn down. No.
I know why we're both chuckling.
Get
your minds out of the gutters.
Really, get your minds out of the gutters. Yeah, I'll tell you. I don't know what we're talking about here now. Come on, forget about it.
Come on
now. Oh, yeah.
Am I blushing? I feel like I'm blushing.
Now we're on that subject. I'm going to tell you, my agent, we have an agent live every week, and she gives us updates on everything. And she says she don't like her clients, her actors doing nude scenes, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't do it either unless it was a comedy. So, but yeah. So, and that's what she said. She goes, anybody, I don't like this, but anybody would, and I typed on there. I said, is it a comedy? And If it is, put me in. But she'll no, Gary.
No, Gary,
Your
no.
dad bod don't work.
That's hilarious. Well, I tell you what, it's some of the things that I have found really encouraging and inspiring is, I listen to certain actors, like I don't know if you know who he is, but Kirk Cameron, he was a child
Mhm.
actor, and now he's very, very vocal Christian. And he's got some very and he's not alone in this. There's a lot of actors I've been hearing about like this now, who because of their faith and because of their marriage, they say there are things that they will absolutely not do. And for him, he just did a whole thing talking about it, how he won't even kiss another actor, um, because to him it's a violation of his vows, and
I
he
respect that.
couldn't imagine doing that to his wife. And he actually got some flack for it. He said that some of the people that were involved in the making of I think it was a movie, Fire or something or other, I'm forgetting the name of it, um, but they kind of gave him a hard time about it, like, oh my, you're an actor, be professional and everything. And he stuck to his guns, and he had enough leverage, of course, with his already set fame, I guess, that he was able to put his foot down. He's no, not happening. And what they ended up doing was actually very sweet. They got his wife in, and they used her as a double. She put the wig on,
Wow,
and
that's
he was able
good.
to do the scene and fulfill his duties for the role, and not break his vows in any way that he felt. And I was like, you know what, that's great, because in my mind, I put all these stipulations on what I would do and wouldn't do. And nudity is definitely one.
Right.
And I can't imagine anybody wanting to see any of that that's
No.
going on. But people are weird. And,
Right. Right.
so there was a lot of things. I was like, oh, well, I've kind of like axed myself out of the market or whatever, I guess, however you want to call it.
Mhm.
And it's kind of cool to hear, that's not actually true. You've just niched yourself. You've put
Right.
yourself in a very specific lane.
Right.
And
Hmm.
and that's fine too, as far as I'm concerned, because if it's meant to happen, it is going to happen.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Right. And you're absolutely right. But I respect Kirk Cameron for that. I really do.
Right.
I think that's an awesome thing. That's a 4.0 guy.
Yeah,
For doing that. And
absolutely.
yeah, there's a lot of things like that that would make me not feel comfortable because I love my wife to death. She's been so great to me, and
Hmm.
I would never ever do anything against our vows, that we
Right.
pledged to the man upstairs. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
such a beautiful thing. And to know that, there is a lane for actors and performers and people who, who feel that way. And there's actually in
right,
that lane, I think is really growing quite a bit, that faith-based community, or just simply, even if it's not, even if you don't want to,
yep,
use the term, because I know some people, maybe even a lot of people, kind of, pull back when they hear the words faith and Christianity,
right,
blah, blah, and all that stuff. If you just want to use the terms clean, wholesome,
right, right,
then
right.
use those instead, because it's, they're synonymous really in so many ways. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, there is a lane out there. And I think you and I both have the personality of, if there isn't a lane, we're going to make one,
We're gonna
so
make
that's
one. That's
fine.
correct. Yeah, that is correct. I
We will
just
make
did
it.
I played a short role last week in Florida
Hmm.
in Fairhope, no, Alabama, Fairhope,
Okay.
Alabama. And it was a faith base. I played a policeman, and I was honored when a friend of mine called me, who's one of the main actors on there, and she says, Gary, she goes, I want you to play the policeman. So I said, all right. So I went over there, and I brought my old uniform shirt,
That's so cool. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
And then they brought me a gun belt that was way too small, and it was somebody who worked for Fairhope. It was one of the officers, and I'm like, it was like that big around. I'm like,
Whoa.
no,
It's not gonna work. Not gonna
no.
work.
I said I got a paddle holster. I'll use a paddle holster. So,
That's
but
funny. What
yeah,
a good
yeah. So,
time.
but it was a great time. Yeah, I was very honored and to be a part of that little movie. I think it's called Across the Sky. I think it's what it's going to be.
Cool.
And
That's so cool. You're racking up some credits there, my friend. Very
yes, I am.
cool.
Yes, I am. And I always help out Tulane University's uh, film senior film class. Like
That's so
around
cool.
February or so, the seniors will make a movie, a short movie, and then they'll have actors that they'll direct it, write it, direct it, and everything, produce it, and all.
Wow.
And so I go in for 2 years in a row. I've helped them out, and I'm hoping they call me again this year. And this year I played a creepy old guy in a museum, a haunted museum, and who,
Ooh,
yeah,
scary.
yeah, and I was like, I had my beard was all messed up, and I had this old '70s looking clothes and tie that was all, looked like it was like ate donuts and everything all over it, and and I was
How
hiring
cool.
people for $44.75 an hour to come in, and they're being eaten. They're first they're getting their mark. Once they get their third mark, they're eaten by this entity that is inside that building. So yeah, it is Fatal
That's
Illustration.
wild.
It is on YouTube, as a matter of fact. It's called Fatal Illustration.
Fatal
So
illustration. I'm gonna go check it
Fatal,
out. Everybody's got to go
yeah,
make sure you check it out. I'll make
go
sure
check it out.
when we air this, I'll make sure I put in the notes where they can
Yes,
find everything so they can go watch it. So that'd be really, really
right.
cool.
Yes, it is, and I think they won a little award for it because the little director and writer was wonderful. He
That's
was he
so
was he was
awesome.
great. He was great. So he's going to come. He's a future film writer.
Wow. What an awesome life though. Like you had this great career in law
Mm-hmm.
enforcement, and I know I thanked you last time, but I'll thank you every time we talk. Thank you for serving your community and
My honor.
doing a job that most people would not do. So I thank you. I'm glad you're on the other side of it. You get to enjoy retirement. And
Yes,
man, you just get to have a lot of fun right now, right?
that's what it's all about. Having
It's
fun. And my wife, she's like, Gary, you're retired. Retire. I said I can't.
I know, a lot of people, and I suspect my husband and I will be also those people. You actually get more busy when you retire because you realize that there's so little time, not to be morbid, but there's so little time and there's so much you can do. There's so much you want to do, and now you have the time to do it. So yeah, I like busyness. I think it's fun. I
Right.
mean, I love downtime for sure. And every night when I shut it down, some people, specifically my mom, thinks that all I
Mm-hmm.
do is work nonstop, and I said, no, literally, I'm like a 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then after that, I'm done with my work day. I walk away from all this stuff and, social media, I don't quite so much. I'll still mess around on there and do
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. But generally, I mean, I'm down in my little studio right now. It's like a little box, basically.
I
You
like
know,
it. I love the background on it.
isn't
That's
it
awesome.
cute? It's just like I give
Yes.
away all my secrets. It's just like this
Uh-huh.
felt panel behind that is like
Oh
a
wow.
cork
Okay.
board or something. It's so
All right.
crazy.
Okay.
I don't know why
Wow.
I
That is
tattletale
neat.
on myself all the time. Because you'd be like, oh no,
Yeah,
it's a deluxe studio. I pay thousands
I,
of dollars. No.
I would have thought that's exactly what it was. I'm serious. I mean, what she's doing good. Look at that.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
I guys, you want to listen to somebody who throws herself under the bus all the time. That's me.
That's
That's me.
honesty, and I love that. That's a great quality of people. More people need to be like that.
Yeah, you know what? I can't, to be honest with you, I can't imagine being any other way. I can't, you know what it is? And I may have told you this before. We may have had this conversation. I apologize if we did. But, for me, the thing is that I internally, like I'm a good faker at being comfortable, but
Mhm.
internally, I am so socially awkward and forever uncomfortable in every situation. And when I think about that, I think about if anybody else feels the way I do. Like I can't bear the idea of somebody else feeling as
Yeah.
awkward as I feel. So I tend to like maybe go overboard because I just want
Uh-huh.
them to be comfortable because I
Right.
know what it feels like. So
Yeah.
yeah. So and if that means, that means throwing myself under the bus or any of
Yeah.
those things or being a little self-deprecating, I'm totally fine with that. Like, and anytime I do the self-deprecating stuff, I'm always kind of quick to say, listen, I like myself just fine, but I can also laugh at myself. It's all good,
Yep.
you know.
You got to laugh at yourself.
You
You've
have to.
got to do that. That is very important, very healthy
Yes.
for you to make fun of yourself and laugh. And
Hmm.
that's it actually takes it off of anybody else that's trying to pick on you. So they like,
It's a
well,
great tactic, right?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great tactic. Yeah.
You
But
take all
it's
the
just
steam out of their
that's
all the
right.
air out
That's
of their
right.
balloon.
Right. That's right. Woo.
Yep, that's what it's exactly what happens. You can see like mean people and they're so
Uh-huh.
ready to like throw a shot at you
Right.
and you just
Right.
pop that balloon and they're like, wah, wah, wah.
You know something? That's got to be in our sitcom somewhere.
Yes, I
Yes.
know. I know. Can we just pause? I'll write some notes.
Yeah. I'm actually doing something right now that I've never thought that I would ever do. And I'm every Monday evening I take a film writing class.
Mm.
And it's from a friend of mine who is a writer, director, producer up in Shreveport, who actually who wrote The Desk that I was in last year.
That's
And where I
cool.
played this Russian killer, and had to talk
Hmm.
Russian.
I love
And
it.
that
I
Russian
love it. The
accent.
Russian
Yeah.
accent. I love it. Go from that
Yeah.
accent to a Russian one. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it's a movie. It's a comedy slash act,
Awesome.
and it's not out yet. He said he's still in post production. It takes a year, maybe more than a year, for it to actually get
Oof.
put out there.
That's got to
So
be so hard though. Like like frustrating though. Like you
yeah,
do this work and I hear that all the time like in the actors world that they actually filmed a movie like Sound of Freedom is the first
right,
example that comes to mind. I think that was
right.
filmed like 5 years ago. And it
Yes,
took 5 years to reach the
yes,
screen. And I know there was a
yes.
lot of entanglements with that to make that happen, but
Hmm.
that's not really an unusual story. Like a year, couple years, that's normal, right?
Right, right. And and that happens so much. I want to go see the movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm
Same.
yeah, but I used to work sex crimes, juvenile sex crimes.
Oh
I did it
boy.
for 5 years at the sheriff's office, and it's the most heartbreaking thing that you could ever do.
Yeah.
And I honestly looked at everybody like a perp because
It's
that's
impossible
how
not to, right?
it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible not to. I took my kids shopping. It was small, and I always had them because I was a very protective father. And so I had them hang on the basket. I had my little one in the top of the basket. And I was shopping, grocery shopping. And some guy walked past us, and he was just looking at my kids and just smiling.
Mm,
And I said,
yeah.
"Oh no, no, you
Yeah.
didn't." So like a dummy, I left my kids and I walked around and I jacked the guy up. He's like, "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't. I don't even remember what I told the guy." But he's like,
Oh,
"Man, I thought it was great. A daddy with his kids, and blah blah."
right.
And I'm like, I walked away, and then I went and finished shopping. I didn't think about it until I was on my way home,
Hmm.
and I said, "Man, that was really dumb." I said that guy was probably innocent, and I'm looking at him like a pervert. You
It's
know?
like I said, it's got to be
Yeah,
so hard not to, though. I mean, it
yeah,
truly, once you see those kinds of things and you know what people are capable of, and
right,
it's very different for someone like me who just hears stories.
right,
You really know these stories. You know them
right.
as they're not stories, they're facts.
It's
They're
facts. That's right.
occurrences.
Right.
And that leaves some scars on your heart for sure. And I think
Yes.
absolutely, I can't imagine anybody not being deeply affected, and especially when you're a
Mm.
dad or a mom, whatever the case
Right.
is, that you're already protective of your
Yep.
kids, and when you really know what people are capable of, it's really hard to, um, I don't know, how do you shut that off? So I would
You know.
say
Yeah.
no. I would say I commend you for, for being that proactive of a dad. I'm sure that guy probably didn't appreciate it in that moment, but
It's a story. It's a story from the tell later, man. I got jacked up by this guy
yeah,
in
some guy,
in
all I did
jail
was
camp.
smile.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If that guy didn't have kids at the time when that
Uh-huh.
happened and he had them later, I'll bet you anything he understood it then. Once he
Yes.
had his own
Yes.
kids, I bet he
Right.
understood it completely.
Right.
So
And if
yeah.
he's listening to this, I apologize, buddy. I did not.
Did you
I
hear
was in a
that?
different mind frame.
Gary apologized, buddy. You're fine. You're fine. That'll teach you next time. Don't smile.
I'll teach you next time. Don't smile at my kids.
Don't ever do that again. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So everybody's going to see this. They're going to see my kids. They're going to go, I ain't
like
following you.
turn
Daddy
away
going to
real
jack me up.
quick. That's right. My husband always does one of these when I do crazy things like that. I'm like, don't mess with me.
That's right.
I'm a firecracker. Oh,
That is so
good
hilarious.
grief. Let's
And,
talk a little bit more about the acting thing, but just slightly change gears. I put it in my notes, and I wanted to talk about this the writer's strike. And I'll be honest with you, Gary, when they first started talking about it, I was like a lot of people, and I rolled my eyes and went, wah, poor babies. Eh. And I finally did get a little bit more insight and understanding um of what's going on, and please correct me where I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong on a lot of this, but a big part of this is about streaming and AI. Is that right?
yes, I
Okay.
hear there's something like with AI and streaming. You're correct.
Okay.
And if they had their way, I think AI would take over acting altogether. It'd be cheaper. And I
Nobody to
don't think
pay
it's
except for the
nobody.
people who do the
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And it takes the art away from the actors. You
Yes.
know, the actors are in this business not because they have to. It's because
Right.
they love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love this business and they love entertaining the people. And that's what it's all about. And if they
Yeah.
can't do that,
Right.
it's just wrong.
Yeah, if they're
So
going to have their likeness essentially robbed from
right,
them and,
right,
not be compensated in any way, as they rightly should be,
right,
if that's
right.
the case. And, I have to admit, with all this AI stuff, I am not one who jumped on board with it. I know I get suckered in on certain different things that I'm not even like really fully realizing that I'm using AI.
Yeah.
Probably the best example is probably using filters and stuff. So yes, if
Hmm.
I apologize, if I'm being a hypocrite, yes, I'm going to continue to use the filters.
Yeah.
I'm not even sorry. Those, it is what it is, people.
It is what it
Um,
is. That's right. That's right.
but as far as using AI to write content and to,
Mhm.
like write scripts, and uh, it's just so wrong. It's
It is.
so wrong.
I think it's morally wrong. I
It
think
is.
it's godly wrong.
Yes.
Yes, I really
Yes.
believe that. And the good Lord upstairs is watching us, and He's watching everything we do.
Hmm.
And I wanna when I pass, I wanna meet the guy. I want to
Yes.
be up there and let him open his arms up to me. I don't want to, go down there. So
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah, I could not possibly agree with you more. I think you're so right, and I feel so strongly the same way about that we're opening doors and gateways to things
Yes.
that are just so beyond wrong. And the scary part is so many people don't see it. They all
No.
think, oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's innocent. Oh, it's fine. And
Ah.
and those are the steps, right? Like
Right.
tolerance and all
Yep.
of that. And yeah, it's a bad path. So I try really hard um
Mhm.
to not use it for anything, not knowing, like, I won't even, there was a search engine, I forget which one, maybe, well, I'm sure they all use it now, but the
Yeah.
first one that actually alerted me that they were using or giving the option to use AI for whatever. I think it was like Bing or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it kept popping up the screen that says, why not use AI to help you, find blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no,
Hmm.
no, no, thank you. I
Nope.
can, I
Mm-mm.
can do it myself.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
best. So go ahead.
who's to say they're not cloning us right now?
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, we don't know, when you're watching, let's say, oh, I don't know, the president or somebody, I don't know. I just threw that one out there. I don't know
yeah.
why. I don't know why.
I
but
don't know why either. What? Uh,
I don't know. But you think that that's who you're watching on the screen.
right?
Um, is it?
Is it?
Is it
We don't
really?
know.
You
Yeah,
know,
we don't know.
those
The only
glitches
one
are
I know
pretty
for sure is
interesting.
Kamala. It's Kamala,
Yeah, right?
right?
Oh, so yeah, the things that they can do now and probably have been able to do for quite some time and we were unaware of it. Now we're just becoming aware of it. It's becoming, information for us to now have, just like the UFOs, suddenly
Yeah.
UFOs. Oh, by the way, hey, let's have this big hearing. What do they call them? They don't even call them UFOs. They're calling them something else. I
Oh,
forgot
it's
what.
totally something else. That's I guess UFO. I guess is a one of those words that we can't use anymore. You know?
Oh, it hit the list
Yeah.
of unacceptable words. Okay, now I'll definitely
Right.
keep
Right.
using it. Now I
Right.
must use
Right.
it.
It
I'm
it
not going to
hurts
use theirs.
feelings. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they came out that actually cracks me up. And I know we've kind of strayed from what we were talking about, but we don't care. We don't care.
We having fun.
We're doing whatever we want here.
That's
But
right.
yeah, isn't that funny how like the government after like, decades, no UFOs. Nope, 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 nope.
Right. Right.
Hey guys, never mind what's going on over here. Guess what? UFOs are real.
We got distractions. We got
Right?
distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
the best part about that is the whole world was like, yeah, we know. Anyhow, anyhow, back to what we were trying to hold you accountable for. We don't care about the UFOs. We already knew that was real and that you were
Right. Right. Right.
BSing us
Right.
this whole time.
Now,
Oh,
now I got to tell you, they really all over President Trump right now with the
mm-hmm.
indictments and everything, but they don't have the evidence on him, but they got all the evidence in the world on the Biden corrupt family,
Right.
and they're not doing anything. Now I write my senators and congressmen, and they
That's awesome.
probably tired of seeing letters from me, but and I speak my mind. I'm like,
Good.
y'all all talk and no action. All you're
Mm-hmm.
doing is setting hearings right now, a congressional hearing, which a congressional hearing is nothing. All it is
Right.
is just telling the people what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. They can't prosecute.
Right.
So why hold it? Use the evidence and get a outside prosecutor and prosecute.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it really makes you just shake your head in outraged frustration that, my God, is that corruption that deep,
mm-hmm.
that widespread, that far, that you can't find somebody who will prosecute, who will take this to the next step and
Right,
do
right,
what is so obvious to so many of us. And the answer, I mean, most people are at a point now like, yeah, anytime they say, impeachment
mm-hmm.
hearings or possibility of that, or
Right.
Hunter being get where's his mugshot,
But
right?
yeah,
And now everybody, and this is what happens, the apathy sets in. They're like, okay, believe it when I see it, whatever.
yep, yep.
And you have the right idea that you're not letting
Mm-hmm.
it drop. You're doing what we
Right.
all should be doing, really, like really be
Everybody.
on them about
That's
this.
correct. We're the people. This is our country. This is not
Yeah.
their country. This is our country. They
Yeah.
here to represent us to work for us, and
Hmm.
we tell them what we do. Another thing I wrote them, and I didn't write them yet. I'm fixing to. Um, is I had a copy of the salaries of everybody in the White House and Congress.
Ooh,
It is outrageous.
it's insane, right?
It's just for the job that they're doing. They're not doing
Right.
the job. So, and I'm like, who voted on these raises? We don't.
Hmm.
We, the people, should vote on these raises, not Congress, not
Right.
the people who are making the money. It should be we, the people.
Yes.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know,
isn't the whole point of contention here that these people should not be leaving richer than what they came in. They
right,
should not be walking out of office as millionaires,
right,
multimillionaires, and yet they
right.
are, you
Yes,
know. And as you said, we keep saying these things, we keep talking about it, we keep saying that we're frustrated, but
right.
nothing is happening, nothing's changing. We still keep electing these people, which shame on
Yes.
us, obviously. And uh,
Yeah.
we just let them get away with it. And I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I really don't.
We got to get everybody to start writing letters.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying go out and do the crazy stuff they did last summer, and that's ridiculous.
Right.
That's animalistic to me. But take and write letters. Do it the
Mhm.
right way.
Yeah.
Take and write letters to your congressmen, senators. We're not going to vote for you no more. You're done.
Right.
Unless you get all of this done here. I mean, it's we the people are speaking, and you're going to listen to us, or we're
Hmm.
going to vote you out.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So,
I hope at least one of them is listening right now or catches
yes,
wind of this. We're putting you
right.
on notice. We're putting them on
That's right.
notice.
Putting you
And
on notice.
yeah.
We might even make it part of the sitcom. I mean, who
That's
knows?
we could if we want to. It's ours. We can do whatever we want. Like
That's
probably
correct.
within reason.
Right? Yeah, oh yeah, we gotta be within reason because they'll
I
pull the
guess.
plug on us quick.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be the shortest lived sitcom that ever didn't get to exist.
Yeah, like they did Roseanne.
Yeah, right. Yeah, look
Right,
how
right.
fast she got canceled, man.
I know, I know. So
She's a
that's a shame.
firecracker too. I like her.
She's still fighting, and I love
She
that.
really is. She's not
I,
backing down, which I
no,
have I would say now, so personally I do like her, but I would say that even if I didn't like her, I sure as heck would respect her because she
yes,
does not back down one bit. One
right.
bit.
I love
I
that.
love that. I think that's
That is
awesome.
great. Never back down.
That's
Never.
right. That's a
Hmm.
big thing. I talked to somebody recently. Actually, it was a while ago. Everything is either recently or the other day with me. It was like a year ago. But somebody I had
Uh-huh.
interviewed, talked about exactly that. And he said, the one mistake that so many leaders make, I'm trying to remember the example. I guess it doesn't matter, but is that they apologize when the left comes for them with their insanity, their speech police and
Right.
their,
Right.
political correctness. And the mistake that so many people make is apologizing. And that's rule number one. You don't apologize. One, you don't apologize for statements you never made because they
Right.
love to use the straw man argument. If you say, I love the police, they come at you and say, oh, so what you're saying is that, you think black people should
Yeah.
be, incarcerated. And it's like,
No.
what?
Mm-mm. No.
But
Exactly.
that's a true tactic that they use. They try to get you to defend statements that you never made,
That's right.
and that's what they do to these people. And then they apologize. And at the minute you do that, they've won. They've
They won.
won, you know,
And that's exactly it. You can't let them. You can't let them win.
can't do it.
No,
No
you got to stick to
ways.
your guns, stick to your ground, stick what you believe in.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
as long as it's
absolutely.
morally and it's godly, stick to it. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you know it's for good and it's for
Yes.
right and it's absolutely 100%, and that's that.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think we can sneak that into our sitcom in little
Yeah,
bits. We
we
can
could
just
do
like
that.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah, that's
get it in
right.
there.
That's right.
Oh, all right, my friend. How long have I kept you talking? Oh my goodness, I keep you talking forever. So we're gonna split this up. I'm probably gonna split this up in little sections
Segments.
for everybody because
Okay.
we covered so many topics that I think we
I
can do
know.
that wonderfully.
I
Um,
know. And I was telling you I was taking that film writing class because I've never thought I'd be able to do it, but I had an idea for a movie to
ooh,
do, and it's about a veteran cop. It's more of a message, and it's
nice.
about a veteran cop, who teams up with reluctantly he teams up with a know-it-all rookie cop just come
Mm-hmm.
out of the academy, and and two worlds. I mean, they kind of collide because the old school way of policing was totally different than the touchy feely like they do today.
Yes.
You know, and it's just they clash, and they go through calls and they get called in the captain's office. You work together, blah blah. It's different scenarios that I'm going to have in there, and it's going to be a comedy, but it's going to be an action too at the same time.
Nice.
And, at the end, they'll give at the end, something's going to happen to the veteran, and of course, I won't be the actor for the veteran guy, and they're going to be yeah. So at the end, I'm either going, the character's going to get shot, or you have a heart attack, or he just retires, or what have you. I don't know. I haven't
Mhm.
made up my mind yet. And then the rookie cop kind of starts seeing things like, man, maybe
Ooh.
he was right. I can't do this way. I got to do it that way.
I'll tell you, as much as people love to claim that they hate the police and all of that stuff, those always do well. Those
Yes,
always do well. People always
yes,
love to see that stuff. So yeah, get cracking
yes.
on that.
So yeah, and I called this writer guy, the director, and all that, and he, he's giving me a little class on it, and I'm learning a lot in writing. So log lines and taglines and stuff like that. And I'm like, I never knew all that was existed, and I thought you just wrote.
Right. Yeah,
Oh,
I know. You know what? I'll tell you what, I have like so many things saved to, like online courses and software and all those things that I'm like, I got to figure out how to do this right instead of how
yeah.
I'm doing it. And, and I love screenwriters, the people that I know that do screenwriting. They're like, oh, it's so much easier than writing a book. I'm like, really? Okay. Like
Yeah.
I actually find so that the words I find easy. It's the structure that
Yes.
I don't quite understand. So that's the part. Did that make sense? I think that made
Yes.
sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay,
makes
good.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, for me, books are easy. You just,
Right.
just write. You have your margins and but
Right.
there's
Right.
different indentation and the font that you use. Like there's all kinds of
Uh huh.
things and
Yep. Yep.
camera
Yep.
angles that you have. Yeah. It's a lot to it. Yeah. So
It's a
as,
lot.
as you know.
Yep. And I'm gonna do another one on my wrestling career.
Oh, cool. Oh my gosh.
So
You have to come back a third time because we
yes,
still haven't talked about the
I
wrestling
know we haven't
career.
yet. I know that. Send me another email with
I'm
the
going
dates.
to.
I will. I will definitely. I'd love to. I just
Good.
enjoy being on your show.
I know we
It,
have so
it,
much
it,
fun. I love
I
this.
know it. We do. We have. And just wait till we get on the sitcom. This way.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh,
going to
it's
be a
gonna be
lot
so
of fun.
fun.
Yep.
I'll be
Yep.
giving
Yep.
Amy a call this week. She had stuff going on last week.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm gonna reach
Good.
out this week. Definitely.
Good. Good. Amy's a sweet lady. She
She
very
seems really sweet.
She is.
Very
And
excited.
Jennifer, who puts it all together for us, and great people. I worked for them
Awesome.
when they did the desk, when we did the desk. So
Awesome.
they were the director and producers of it. And great,
So,
great
so
people.
cool.
Yes.
Yay. I love you for putting me in touch with them and giving us this potential opportunity to do something with it. So we a lot of
Absolutely.
potential for a lot of fun stuff here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. So listen, I've got you on tap now. I've got you on record saying that I
Okay.
get you back again. So everybody
Good.
heard
That's
it.
good. Yes.
Everybody saw,
Yes.
everybody heard, they know.
That's right.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Gary,
Hey,
thank you so much for coming on today. And I look forward to all the fun things that you have coming up and the fun stuff that we have coming up. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
thank you for having me, Elsa. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on your show.
Anytime, always an open invite.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching with us. We will see you in the next episode. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to click on all of those links that I'm putting in the show notes for you to go check out Gary and all his acting, fun, cool stuff. So we'll see you guys next time. Take care.